Okay, so to answer the possible question, why did I make this video on helping people with study and whatnot? I guess that I had sort of a wake up call. You know, it's the it's called an academic performance, which what's it called? Um, and sorry, I just had to think back to it because like it's still a very strong memory. Um, it's basically my future was ruined by my inability to keep up with workloads and whatnot. One semester, my senior year, I decided to take 3 APs instead of 2, and that really overloaded me, so I decided to do nothing and just play Xbox all day, which I failed at too because I just didn't have a fucking brain. I'm sorry, I just wasn't functioning like an intelligent human being. Like my brain was trying to do things, but the connections required just weren't there. They weren't made yet. So yeah, nothing was happening. What's it called? Uh, so yeah, but one day I looked back at that some time ago and I said, I can um, I can fix it. It just hit me one day, if I did try this and this, it was all very theoretical. Like I didn't know about any of this shit. I was just like, maybe if my problem is that I thought to myself, just to quote myself, I was like, I thought to myself like maybe if my problem is that my processing is slow and whatnot, or that things are when it needs to be fast, or like I'm not paying attention when I need to, and all that stuff. What if I just made everything easier to make it more attractive? To make paying attention to it more attractive. Sorry. So I just thought it was like, okay, well maybe if I sped things up, that would possibly train my brain and whatnot. And so I looked up just science articles to like verify all my thinking and whatnot, and all my assumptions about why this would work, and it was right. So I decided to go ahead with it, and what's it called? So and yeah, there was also that only explains some of the techniques actually. Like what's it called? The thing with the what's it called? Cheat engine and all that shit that I came up with. And if you're a little kid and you're watching, I'm sorry. Please don't curse, and you will probably what's it called? Uh, and if any parents are watching this with their kids, what's it called? I apologize for saying that. I just don't watch what I say. What I say. Um, I'm cursing about maybe 1,000% less though than I used to, which is good. Um, and I'm able to catch myself before I curse a lot quicker because thinking is much easier. So yeah, and that's because of the techniques I showed you, by the way. So yes, back to back to my main point of making this video. Yes, so I was when I decided to have my inattentive symptoms checked and taken care of once for all, and just my issues with mood and being lazy in school and all that, and wanting stimulants all the time like caffeine and all this and not all this shit, sorry, and, like caffeine and all this shit, like what's it called, ephedra, um, and yeah, that sort of stuff. I figured there's probably something wrong with me. So I go to the psychiatrist and he tells me that I have ADHD, and he gives me medication which was supposed to help me, but really um, he what's it called? The medication he gave me was slowing down my cognition, and that's all it did. But it did help with my mood though. Like I was at a neutral mood all the time, which is bad because like I couldn't feel happy and excited and motivated to do things. Like the medication just wasn't letting me do that. And but it was helping me stay awake. But like it wasn't giving, like it was just really holding me back at times, so I couldn't keep it, and I had to find a workaround, which was all the techniques that I showed you. Um, what's it called? So yeah. Um, hmm. So yeah, I take the medication, and basically what happened is, sitting in lecture, instead of like being hyper and like having my eyes dart everywhere and thinking about this, thinking about that, not listening to the teacher, not taking notes, this, that, missing basically about 50% of the stuff I was supposed to be tested on, because that's what happens in college and high school. You get tested on about 50% of the stuff you hear. It's called, so yeah. Um, and I ate it big time and ended up dropping out of 2 colleges because of how annoying lectures were and stuff. Um, and because of the attitude I developed because of lectures, because of how difficult they would be, just like listen and constantly pay attention attentively. I hate that. Like I naturally hated that, so I avoided it. Um, so yeah, this medication just all it did was slow me down. So like I was being inattentive at a slower pace. It was like kind of like having ADHD but minus the H part where you're not hyper and stuff, which is pretty bad, and very depressing. Like it kind of brought me back to my um, older self who is less energetic and just not as like cognizant and not as functioning so well and efficiently, which is depressing. So I stopped taking medication. I just had my normal dose of 2 cups of coffee, which I'm not having right now. My coffee wore out I think at 4 p.m. because like I took it, or like 6 p.m. because like I drank it what's it called? I had it at like 12. I didn't touch anything. Yeah, so this is just like me, like my normal energy level because of the techniques that I use. Yeah. So yeah, this is why I'm showing you this video. I don't want anyone to drop out of school and be limited to the amount of jobs they can get and stuff. That really blows, and there isn't a big job market for people who are less educated. And if there is, they're just, the opportunities aren't that common, And I feel like you have much more steady work when you're educated because people will want you. If you're running a business or stuff and without a degree or something, or getting into something that doesn't require a degree, like you can get thrown in and out. It's a fact, and you always have to think about what's called your business bottoming out, or whatever, your source of income bottoming out. I'd rather have a degree and have people want me. If I get laid off or something. It's called. So yeah, that's why I made this video. And what was it? I knew there was another reason why I made it. Yeah, I think there was like a student on my Facebook who brought up this problem. There's a bunch of like struggling students in my old college brought up the problem. So like, I don't know, that I just started thinking about them after being preoccupied with other stuff. Decided to make the video for them, and I guess for anyone in the public who just wants to become a better student. And probably tack maybe 20 to 30 points in the grade, because you can easily do that with these techniques. Like it's like you become like a very you become instantly a brilliant student with this, which is nice. Or really, like, it just really helps and makes things easier. I'm an instant brilliant student because I couldn't say I'm brilliant with my academic record. And I'm still trying to after I stopped using it for like 10 months and I just got back on. So, I stopped using these techniques for like 10 months. Sorry, I meant to say, and I just got back on. So, what's it called? It's I have to get back to my old self and be better, So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the other 2 videos I made. Check them out on my channel and stuff. Pretty sure yeah, you know what? I will put a link in the description. I will just tell you to go to my channel. I want people to see this. People should know about this shit and they should do this shit. So yeah, enjoy the videos and stuff, and yeah. So and as I'm trying to secretly tell you by making this video, there are no catches to any of these techniques. I mean, I guess you might become more of a rapid speaker in front of people, which might confuse people as to how you feel and all that stuff. But, that can be dealt with and stuff. You'll probably just tell them you have lots of energy or whatever, or something like that. I don't know, which you will. And yeah, I guess one warning I can tell you is to just don't overwhelm people with your pace and stuff. Try to work where people can't see you, and try to help out if people see that you're a better student, so try to help them out so they don't fucking hate you, and it doesn't eat at your soul. I learned that one the hard way, man. And yeah, enjoy the videos. Check out my other tutorials and stuff. And yeah, have a great time studying and doing better in school.